This interactive is related to the timelines with digital images. It helps your students develop their drag and drop skills, which we know is an important skill in the online assessment environment. This timeline interactive is found at the readwritethink.org website, and you can build your interactive timeline either focusing on date, time, or event. Keep in mind these buttons only give you examples of what it would be like to set up your timeline, either a date environment, a time environment, or an event environment. I'm going to start this timeline and I'm going to put in my name, and I'm going to put in my project title, which is timeline, and I'm going to start. Now, since the lesson asks your students to create a timeline based upon their life events, I'm going to do the same thing. So I'm going to create a timeline that starts with my birth and ends with my graduation from high school. So I'm going to click in an area and I'm going to put a date, and I'm just going to list this as birth. Now, you can either at that point put that in place, or if you'd like to add a photo to that, if you double click or do it from the beginning, I can choose an image and I can go through my and add my picture, and I'll just do an OK, and I'm going to add that in my timeline. Now, my next event is going to be my first day in school. So I'm going to click on the timeline, and I'm going to say it was, let's say it was right around here, and I'm going to say first day of school. And I'm going to add an image from the same site again. It's going to be an old schoolhouse. And I'm going to put that in place. And then my last image that I'm going to add in here is going to be on this timeline is when I graduated from high school. So I'm going to, once again, click on the timeline. It's going to be, I'm going to add the date. I'm going to call it graduation. And I'm going to add an image, which would be my graduation cap. And I'm going to add that to the timeline. Now, as the lesson plan points out, as you add images, you may want to put some images down high and some images down low, because you can't adjust the size of that image. And at any point in time, if I don't like the item that I have, I can drag and drop that into the trash can to delete it. I can move it up and down this timeline. So if I need to move anything accordingly to make sure it represents the actual spacing of that timeline. So you can do all those things with this interactive. Once I'm done with that, if I want to do a save, I can save it either to my computer or I can save it to a storage device, and then I can continue to work on it later on. It's a great way. The other way that I can do it is if I want to, I can create this timeline, and actually in the lesson plan it talks about emailing it to a teacher. So you enter the email in here, and then you can send that timeline directly to your teacher. This is once again instructional video that talks about the timeline interactive that's available at readwritethink.org.